Okay, so this is the problem on the homework. It's telling you that fxy equals 2 or 0. It's 2 if x plus y is less than or equal to 1, x greater than 0, y is greater than 0. Okay, so what we need to do is find the limits of integration to find out what fx is. So what we know is x plus y is less than or equal to 1, right? So on this graph here, right? This is 0. So we know both of them have to be bigger than 0. So what you can do is take this equation and just solve for y to determine what line you draw. So we can just say y is less than or equal to 1 minus x. So we know the equation that we need to draw is 1 minus x. So all that means is when x is 0, y is 1. That's up here. And then when x is 1, y is 0. So that's down here. So this is the line we want. Right? And then we know y is less than that line. So if y is less than that line, this is the area we're integrating over. Right? Drawing this picture is a little important because we know these are x's and these are y's. And we'll go over why this is important. So what we do know is that the marginal of x is going to equal the integral of this. And essentially, the marginal of x is just integrated through, you're going to take out the y. So you're going to integrate over the y. So that's called marginalizing the y. So essentially, this is just dy. So if this is dy, these numbers need to be y numbers, right? So to get out what y numbers those need to be, we can just go to our graph. So it's saying for a given x value, what are the y values? So for any random x value, what are the y values? If you look here, y goes between 0 and this line, right, for every x value. It's the same thing over the whole thing, right? It's 0 to whatever this line is. So we know that y equals 0 to whatever y equals on this line. Well, we know what y equals on that line. That's this. So it's just 1 minus x. Okay, now let's do the marginal of y. Well, the marginal of y is going to equal the integral of fxy, and we're going to do dx's. So that means we're going to marginalize out the x's. So we need these to be x numbers. So let's look at the graph. So for a given y value, what are the different x values? So for a given y value, let's just pick a y value. What are the given x values? Well, we know x is at 0 and whatever this line is. Everywhere, right? It's x0, whatever the line is. x0, whatever the line is. X equals 0, and then whatever this line is. This line is y is less than or equal to 1 minus x. You can also change these over and make this x is less than or equal to 1 minus y. Right? Because that's the same thing here. It's the exact same line. All we did was add this x to this side and subtract y to the other side. So when you do that, you know that this function has a lower limit of x equals 0 and an upper limit of this line. So it's the lower limit of x equals 0 and the upper limit of this line. And then you just evaluate these integrals to get the marginals of those two.